Your numbers look fine, but Excel refuses to calculate, sort or filter them correctly. The reason? They are actually stored as text. See this green triangle? This is an error triangle. It denotes an error. You also see this left aligned number, the sum returning the wrong result. All these denote that the numbers are actually not stored as numbers but as text. In this video, we will see how to spot numbers that are stored as text, the issues that you face when using numbers that are stored as text, and how you can easily fix them. At this point, I would like to say that if you're liking the video, please subscribe to our channel. So there are several signs that indicate there is a problem. So first thing you should look for is this green triangle is basically an error. When you go to the left, that yellow icon, there's a drop down and it shows how you can get rid of that error. In this case, it is telling me that the number is stored as text and I need to convert it to a number. Next, you must look at the alignment. Although this is not a reliable method because somebody might have changed the alignment manually. But in general, in Excel, text are always aligned left and numbers are often aligned right. So if you see any number which is aligned to the left, you must investigate it because it could be text. It can cause problems in other areas such as the sum here. This is not correct. It is ignoring this 3000. Similarly, if I sort based on sales, it is not going to work properly because one of them is a text. You see this 3000 has come at the bottom. It should be somewhere here. I'll do Ctrl Z. So why does a number get stored as text? There are several reasons. One is if you're importing data from another file. So if you're importing data from a CSV file, it's possible that some of the numbers might get converted to text. If you're copying numbers from a website and directly pasting it in Excel, it's likely that the number might get stored as text. Most of the time, unknowingly, you'll find leading apostrophes, as in this case, which causes the number to become text. Even extra spaces in the number can make it text. If you're importing data from accounting software, even their numbers can become text. And when this happens, it's quite possible that in the same column where you should ideally have all numbers, you will have mixed data types, and then it causes formulas, sum, sorting, filtering to fail. Now let us look at the various methods that you can use to fix these issues due to numbers being stored as text. First method is to click on the warning icon. You see this green triangle, it's giving you a warning. So go to the yellow icon, there's a drop down, and in the drop down you see one of the options as convert to number. So just click on convert to number and the value will be converted into number. You see the total changed. Even though the value remains left aligned, it has converted the value into number. I'll do it right aligned. So this is the first method. I'll do Ctrl Z so that error remains. The second method is to use the value function. Excel gives you a value function which converts text into numbers, so you can use that. So if I say value and choose this number, so it converts text into number. So the second method is to use the value function. The next method is an interesting one. So in this case we use the paste special method. Let's say I'll type 1 here. I'll say copy, and when I come here, the cell in which the value is stored as text, I'll say right click and paste special. Here you see the multiply option. Click on multiply and say OK. You see it multiplied that value by 1 and converted it into number. I'll do Ctrl Z. What you should ideally do is copy 1 in all the cells so that the range matches the target column range. Then you copy this range, go here, paste special, and we say multiply, say OK. So in that column, if there are more cells which have numbers that are stored as text, it will make all of them as numbers. So this is a cool method that you can use. Again, I'll do Ctrl Z. You should also remove spaces first. So if there are leading spaces in the value, you should ideally trim that value so that the spaces are removed. I'll say trim. I'll select this value, enter. So when you use the trim function, it will remove any leading or trailing spaces. To be doubly sure, you can use value and then you can use the trim function so that it will remove any spaces in the value and it will convert it into number. So you can use value plus trim to remove spaces and to convert the value into number.
You can also use the text to columns feature in Excel to convert any text into numbers. So I'll copy this range here to demonstrate. So select the range. Under data tab, go to text to columns. It brings up the convert text to columns wizard. So just say next, choosing the default options. Here also keep the default option general. So when you finish, you see that green triangle has disappeared from here. So Excel sees that the other values in the column are numbers, so it forces even this value to be number. You can make it right aligned, and then when you sum, you see it gives the right total. So you can use text to columns to forcibly convert any text into number. Mainly pay attention to the green error button. It's an automated error checking warning that Excel gives you of potential inconsistencies or data type mismatches. And as I said, when you go to that yellow option, it will tell you what you want to do. The easiest option is just to convert to number. So here are some common beginner mistakes. So the most common beginner mistake when working with data is if you format anything as number, it may not necessarily convert text into number. So just because you go here and choose number, it may not fix everything. You may have to use one of the methods that I discussed earlier. And you may encounter numbers saved as text issues when you're importing data from CSV files or from some application, and it can mess up your sorting, filtering, additions and formulas. So here's a sales report exported from another system as a CSV file. It has sales data. I will import this in our Excel file. So to import data from a CSV file, I'll go to data. I'll say from text CSV. I'll select the file. I'll say load. So it loads in a separate tab. It has formatted it as a table. I'll just convert it to normal range. So you see all those green triangles. It says the number in this cell is formatted as text or preceded by an apostrophe. When you add it up, it's not going to add. So you need to be careful and watch out for such issues when you're importing data from another system. So check for green triangle, left alignment. Check if your sums are failing. Also check your sorting. Do not assume it has sorted correctly. Just go through the data. And if you find any issues, you have fixes such as converting to number, using the value plus trim function, using the paste special method, and finally converting the text to columns. So that's all in this video. If you like the video, do subscribe to our channel. It helps us produce useful videos like this. Thanks for watching.